secrets. I'll start with the Lord's Prayer. We'll go to that. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us of trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive us, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Done 1,000 times, but sometimes trim it up. Okay, so it's my wrestling coach used to do that, and I loved it. I thought it was great. A good way to start things. All right, so let's take a look. We've got an exciting Magic Secrets episode. This will be kind of this is nice. As we're kind of building things up, it's a bit of a milestone. We had a great meetup with Lawrence and Smitty in Washington D.C. The event there, we met a bunch of new people. We'll definitely talk about that a lot. Lawrence did kind of an all-time post, something that will be kind of I think always remembered in Magic Secrets history as sort of a certain type of thing that we're about. So it's just a great post, really summing up the event and really going through. Smitty?
He's even better looking and taller in person.
Oh, I know. I know you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. He looks so normal sized and humble on the screen, but he's actually giant sized and humble in real life. So that's true. But then again, so is Smitty. I'm the opposite. I look like a giant on a web camera, and I'm actually very normal sized in real life, but then kind of appear giant sized somehow. Okay, so here we go. Exciting episode today for a lot of reasons. We'll do coverage of our trip to that event. Really, so many great things from it. We met, Jacoby. He's out in Myrtle Beach. He's got a tremendous game store. We want to give him a shout out. We met a bunch of people that we'll discuss, and we're going to show off our blog today. One of the things that happened for me, it was really, really cool, was I was already on my way out of the event, but I ran into Denny Cho, and Denny is somebody who is all the way back from the store days and Tongo Nation days. We really, really had a great connection with Denny going all the way back, and I was able to run into him and friends of his, like right on the metro on the way in. Here's one of the pictures. Denny and I together. I was just stoked to see him, and then here's with some of his friends. He actually got even kind of a better picture on his phone. Here we go. Jacoby.
Is that Denny that used to be a dealer?
Yeah, you know Denny. He's in my fantasy football league, but then he was on the Metro.
What a guy!
He's a phenomenal person. He and I were money drafting. It was like the color of money. We were money drafting for Annie in Japan, raking it in against Japanese pros. He was a great player. He was a member of Tongo Nation from all the way back in the days in Virginia, and was a kind of a car dealer in our area. Terrific person. Still in my fantasy football league, so I've been able to maintain the connection with them. Made some pretty great win-win trades with them in fantasy football. But anyways, brilliant guy. And so Denny brought up Commander, and so we have a lot going on this episode because we did have this incredible event. We also really have incredible coverage of the event. Smitty has a blog post. I cannot wait to get it into Bryn's blog. Has just turned into such an explosive success. I wind up sending links to this article or that article off of Bryn's blog to this person, that person all the time. So we really appreciate you, Bryn, man. That the blog has just come together absolutely incredible. Everybody loves it. And more and more people are contributing, and people are contributing more and more, coming up with better ideas. And it's something that we'll look back on. Yeah, I heard you look back. As what was it that Kanye said? This is my day. I already graduated. So, anyways, um, uh, so here we go. So this episode we've got some explosive stuff because of running into Denny. I always planned on. So first of all, when we did Magic Secrets in the first place, Denny was one of the first people I called. It was I was in a line at Chipotle when I was on the phone with them, and he was explaining Commander to me, which also Ryan Gill had been talking about to me. Because as soon as I explained our plans with Magic Secrets and how they have to do with everything else, he was excited. He wanted to contribute, and one of his big ideas was, hey, let's really make sure that as we're building it, let's really accommodate for Commander. So Denny had that vision. Ryan Gill also echoed that, which really helped. Ryan is the one who organizes my fantasy football league a long time. He's the actual one who actually kept Tongo around, the actual card Tongo. I don't know. I think Tongo may not have made it at some point. He maybe lost to Antiquity, but Ryan was actually the one who preserved him from
I'm
a
surprised
crazy
Tonga's not banned, actually.
Tonga should be banned across all formats. He's got a goblin grenade stuffed in his boot. He'll just whip it out at any time. He'll
Prejudice.
fork it. He's got a time vault untapped in his he's got he's got both Druids and Jackal already out in play. Turn one. The commander rules are particularly pretty hilarious in favor of the main arc of our design for Magic Secrets. We do have something kind of at your doorstep that's pretty phenomenal for
Tonga could be
Commander.
our poison dart frog in the sideboard.
Yeah, he could be. He could be. Um, so, anyways, so I ran into Denny and a couple of Denny's friends. It was super cool. And we got to talking. His friends also really into Commander and the Commander scene. I love the Commander scene. I absolutely love it. I think it's what Post Malone's into, which is great. I love Post Malone's involvement in the game, and so on. And I think because I think it's something that decentralizes, it's something that represents that there's so much talent outside of Wizards of the Coast, and that people can organize terrific outside of Wizards of the Coast, and that's so often the best thing to do. Now, at the same time, this episode, I also definitely want to dig into at least a couple of cards that I see in the Marvel spoiler. We'll talk about Bruce Banner. There was a great Ti song, Rubber Band Man. At the beginning of it, he says Bruce Banner. So that always kind of comes into my head, Rubber Band Man. So maybe we'll think of Bruce Banner as Rubber Band Man, but he turns into the Hulk. He gets pretty crazy. So we'll talk about him, and we'll talk about Thanos. We got a three-color, red, green, black, 4/4 lifelink, Death Touch, with a relevant, very relevant ability. So we'll take a look at both of those and maybe talk about some other cards. Actually, Tokyo Gary just posted Nick Fury, Agent of Shield. I'm really looking forward to seeing some 1 and 2 casting cost legends from this set. That was one of the things that David was happy about. That as they've done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the other sets, Final Fantasy and Spider-Man and so on, that they've managed to certainly Spider-Man. That's where we got Drunith and Jackal from, which is the same part, of course. So anyways, we're going to hit a lot of topics today. The big three, of course, which are all as always either already organized on our blog or will be organized on our blog. Of course, we'll post about this Commander deck on the blog. A number of times we'll initially post about it, then we'll post again and again about it as time goes on. We tend to stick to David's kind of ultimate deck concept. So until they ban this, it's quite a pretty crazy setup for Drunith. And certainly, if you're playing Commander 1-on-1, then it's going to be a lot of fun for you. So we have a lot a lot to attend to today. And then, you know, we had other great things going on as well that I won't be able to get to on the show, but people part of OMG take special note of the timing of this is very great for OMG 2026 sort of launching kind of a new era of OMG. So that's a small note for anybody who's an OMG who happens to be kind of coming through and trying to place the timeline. Lawrence and I got together and really terrific working on his website. Had a terrific filming session and so on. We're not kidding about Lawrence, being a handsome dude, good on camera, of course, as everybody knows, but there's also a science to it and everything like that. So, anyways, that's a quick mile marker, little Easter egg for OMGers. Okay, so here's what I want to hit upon today is we'll talk about this commander deck that I have. We'll talk about the blog, and Lawrence has got this epic post I really, really want to get to, which is a terrific way for us to talk about our visit to Washington D.C. We shared the Magic Secrets tokens. They were a smash hit. We are already in the planning stages of our next token set, so we're really enjoying doing those. That's something that will continue. I'll tell you one thing that the event definitely made me aware of is the kind of place and time that these Magic Secret Show episodes have in things. Sort of no doubt, with the store and so on, they'll obviously play there, just kind of we have our own channel, so obviously we would just play them, there and make them available, particularly on the Magic Secrets website, and in a certain way they're referential, right? Especially because of the blog, there's a certain way where the blog and the show kind of merge, and at some point we'll get to clipping, certain aspects of the show and certain lessons into things, when we have a great lessons, or even better yet, I'll tell you what, Bryn has this fantastic YouTube channel that I want to promote more and more. It's one of my favorite channels, just because he has so much science on there that's just so boiled down. But again, that's part of what made Bryn such a natural to be the phenomenal editor in chief of our blog. It's Bryn's blog, and it's gone so tremendously well. He's done so well with that. So anyways, yeah, so that'll be a topic, and then we will also hit upon the Marvel spoiler before we're done. We'll talk about Bruce Banner, Rubber Band Man, as I said, and we'll talk about Thanos and maybe some more. Definitely Nick Fury as well. And so that will be the itinerary for today, and we'll roll right into it. Often we do the show in a little bit of a split format, but today we're just going to stay all together. So usually there's sort of a segment kind of reserved for the blog, but today, just because we're returning from the trip and so forth, I'm going to stay on the show, kind of a part of things the whole time, but we'll particularly try to make this a very discussion-oriented show. And then let me make Adam a panelist again. Looks like he briefly dropped back off. And certainly, anytime Adam's on, but sometimes he's not able to, kind of be on audio-wise. But Adam, if you have anything you want to chime in on, please let us know. Any best way
Mike, sorry, my internet was acting stupid. I've
no
been
problem at
here
all.
since the beginning.
Yes, yep. We knew you were on. Super duper to have you on, and a lot to share with you. So I'm going to start by getting into Commander. I have this deck list pulled up, and Adam, you're one of the people who I wanted to talk to about, about some of the different cards that we have pulled up on here. So the idea behind Commander is it's like a Highlander deck, so you can only play one of each card. Highlander, that can only be one. There's a terrific TV show and movie, more especially movie. The TV show was great too. Called Highlander, and the idea is there could be only one. Anyways, that's what they called it. Anytime there was a Magic deck where you could only have one of each card, they would call it a Highlander deck. So you can only have one of each card, and then you start with one legend. Of course, for us, it's Drunith. You start with one legend, And again, this, pulling from David's ultimate deck concept and sort of explaining how it was sort of natural and almost automatic that we would start with this deck. First of all, I started on purpose with Magic Secrets focused on standard deck construction. This is something I always did. I always remained attentive to standard no matter what, because it's very hard to integrate new deck concepts if you're not attentive to standard. You're gonna overlook them if you're just kind of specialized at sort of broader formats and don't kind of maintain some sense of perspective on standard. Then as new cards come out, the nuances of how they work together with new cards can be missed, and that's too much of a shame to miss out on. There's a lot of opportunity for winning games of Magic, especially when it comes to Mr. Ancestral here. That's probably what Druin should be called. Ancestral, of course, was the all-time card that David built around with the Keeper. Druin says, like, if Ancestral had like a human form in Magic, he would be a scientific villain. The son of the Keeper or something like that. But anyways, so in this commander format, you pick one legend, and that's your commander, and your commander is like an extra card that sits in a meta zone for you, right? It's sort of in exile for you, but you can play him from exile. If he hasn't been killed before, you can play him for his mana cost. If he's been somehow taken out and he goes back into that zone, then you can replay him for 2 more and then 4 more and so on. That's roughly how it works. So for Drunith, it's sort of like Commander was like in a certain way made for Drunith, because kind of what you want with Drunith is to draw him and have him. Which, if you played enough, Bryn, last month thereabouts, you were top 33 in the world. How much of that was due to pulverizing people with Drunith and abusing people with Drunith?
Yeah, I mean it's basically foundational to the deck. I was talking with Adam yesterday.
And it's not even something you search for, though. You either draw it or you don't. And yet it was still, like, what I mean is, it's not like we didn't have a deck that you search for Drunith, right?
No.
Or draw extra cards to get him. But it's like when you draw him, you just kind of mostly win, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, what happens?
Your little creatures, like something that can happen is you have a Drunith, and like you have a Llanowar Elves on turn 1. You cast a Drunith on turn 2 and a Sea Note Scout. You can either dig 2 and have like 2 +1/+1s, like you get 2 other cards quicker, and then it gets out of hand. Like you have 2 Sea Notes, 2 Cubs, 2.
Right, because you cast Badgermole Cub, and it's just absurd, right?
Yeah.
But almost anything you do, we've done a version of it where we copy the bat that steals the card, right?
Yep.
There's a black and a colorless for a 1/1 lifelink bat. Here, I'll look it up here.
Cavern bat, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put one copy.
Yeah, it can't come play in Commander, though.
What's that?
It can't come play in this Commander deck because it's black.
Yeah, of course. I'm just pulling it up. I'm just pulling it up to show, just for our home viewers, so they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Sea Note Scout is the best thing to copy with Drunith, I think.
Yeah, it's truly truly fantastic.
Mindspring or Sea Note, like they're both.
Well, then, yeah, exactly. But then, of course, oftentimes, just if you need mana and you've got the kind of win in your hand, you got Mr. Green in your hand, because that's the other card that we kind of revolve around, is as Mr. Green, Ouroboros. Smitty knows how to say it. Smitty.
Ouroboros. It's like it took me like 6 months to figure out how to pronounce that thing.
So Mr. Green, as we call him, we use him to kind of slam the door shut. We go wide, super crazy fast, because Druid lets us cast 2 guys after we cast him, even on turn 2. Then on turn 3, we can cast, 2 more for 2 mana and then still have, 1 mana left over for something else. If, of course, we had some fast mana or something like that, could be even more. And if we had copied, say, I don't know, like an elf, right? Then we can have a whole bunch of mana on turn 3, right? Like we could have played an elf on turn 1 and what amounts to another elf after we cast Drunith on turn 2, giving us a net of 3 elves already in place. So now you have 2 lands and 3 elves to begin turn 3. You have 5 mana to begin turn 3. And when you cast your 2 casting cost creature, it gets copied, and you have 5 mana, so you can also cast a 3 casting cost creature, and that gets copied too.
Cubroid,
Yep.
like Cubroid on turn 3, like yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do Cubroid on turn 3. Right. Almost all of us have been in the top 100 on Arena with this deck at some point, like on
And
this
there's
podcast.
also, of course, the beautiful Bluebird.
Oh yeah, Mockingbird. Yeah, of course, Mockingbird. Right. Who can really make the sun shine. He can
He
really make
does
some
all
wacky
sorts
things
of
happen.
things. He
And he's
manipulates
very flexible. Yeah,
players.
exactly. Which is one of the reasons why I put Mutagen Man, Wan Shitong, who's a big favorite anyways.
Our boy.
Yeah. Terrific in this deck. So anyways, the premise in standard, okay, so my point is,
You
what's
still
that?
get to play Ura.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play him. He's gonna be really good. So
No, what I mean is, like, I'm just used to him being banned in all formats.
oh yeah, he's really good in this deck. So yeah. So the thing is that um, in in our style of deck construction, in the Magic Secret style of deck construction, and by the way, we will pick back up. Like this will be somewhat the final chapter on the shortcuts introduction. We're now sort of in the middle of recreating our Magic Secrets guide that David and I wrote all the way back in 2003, right on the heels of our Magic career when we were ranked number 1 and number 2 in the world of Magic. I 3-time Magic World Champion, and David was phenomenal. And this is, I was like the Tom Brady of Magic, and I had to play against, like Tom Brady didn't have to play against the NFL, like I did. I had to play against Wizards of the Coast. They openly admitted through Mark Rosewater that the fix was on against me, and that they cast me as a villain. Of course, I didn't know about this. It wasn't like the WWE where, obviously when Hulk Hogan became Hollywood Hogan or whatever, and he became a bad guy that was orchestrated, wasn't, like against his will, and in secret. So anyways, and with judges throwing us out of tournaments and such. So anyways, for rules that don't exist. So anyways, with Commander, you can have one card, and it's 2 colors here. The Commander format, in that format, if you have a blue-green Commander, you can only have blue cards or only have green cards, or blue-green cards, but you can't have any red. Can't have any red in it, any black in it, or any white in it, in any way. Like, in any of the casting costs or activations, it can't have a flip side that's, black or anything like that. So those are the constraints to format. For us, it was natural to start with this deck because of our Magic Secrets rules. We'd always start, tethered to standard. Going through standard, we'd always evaluate cards David's way. First of all, we're looking for kind of an ultimate deck. We're looking for cards that are semi-soft locks. We're looking for gold cards. We're very mana cost sensitive. So Drunith hits upon all these things. Smitty's the one who discovered Drunith, helped Theory go completely crazy with it. Theory was ranked number 10 with Drunith 1 month, and it wasn't enough. He came back on Arena and was ranked number 4 with a different version of Drunith deck. And then Badger Mole Cub came out, and things got even crazier. So most recently, Bryn has been ranked the top 33 with it. I know Smitty's been in the top 100 with it. I've been in the top, I don't know, 50 or so with it. So we've all, been there. So just this fantastic card, and it's so neat. Druid isn't bad if you draw multiple copies of it. It actually can be pretty crazy and pretty fun, but it's also not necessarily ideal, and you certainly need to draw something else. With this deck, you can just very reliably have Druidness. They can't really take it away from you very well, or it's at least relatively hard to. And of course, I get it uh, with EDH with Commander. There's a bit of a political element to it because you've got 4 players playing, and so they can gang up on you, and if you're really strong, I get that.
Old Man of the Sea can take your Drunith.
What's that?
Old Man of the Sea can take.
Oh yeah, and we ourselves should likely have Old Man of the Sea, and maybe we need to have some sort of answer for it. I sort of get that. Like there's various things that you want to think about, but if that's their plan, if they really need to steal it. I love, by the way, that Smitty brought up Old Man of the Sea. Let me see if they have a lot of cards. Like they have Serendipity Free, for example. So I wanted to see if they actually had Old Man of the Sea. Oh man, let me just type it out. It's a great idea.
I doubt they have it, but it's one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, it was a great card from Arabian Nights. I'll try to pull it up here. Let's see. Let's pull it up on my phone. It's a 2/3 for 3 mana.
Yeah, it's not my favorite because it's like overly powerful. It was just really cool and it was good back in the day.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, Old Man, let's see MTG. Let me add the MTG to it. On the search suggest. Okay, so here it is. A mere $164. So it's a 2/3 creature for 2 blue and a colorless. And it you can tap it to great and gain control of a creature with power no greater than. So it has to be power has to be 2 or less, unless Old Man in the Sea, unless he grows, unless Mr. Green makes him bigger or something like that. So he can basically is a 2/3 creature who can steal a creature that's power is less than him, and if he gets destroyed or taken out, then the creature goes back. So I was basically planning. We may very likely make space. So you have to. That's a very metagame dependent card. As to whether you want to have it sort of in the main deck or in your sort of sideboard of potential cards. I have some cards like, for example, if you're playing one-on-one, there is a version of Emperor that's played one-on-one and it's popular. So I'll tell you that I would definitely play Serendipity Free in that version, and it would be fun as heck. And sometimes you're just gonna clobber somebody by casting 2 Serendipity Free on turn.
Yeah. What is your life total start at?
What's that?
In Commander, what does the life total start at? It's like
I don't know.
20, 30, or 40 or something. It's like
I don't know. Yeah, it probably depends on what. If it's one-on-one, I don't know what it is. So you have to sort of look at it.
The majority of life starts at 40, depending on your house rules, but most games of Commander are 40 life.
Right. So, and what about one-on-one games of Commander? I assume they're 20/20.
It just depends on what is agreed to, but 40 is a pretty good consensus for the majority.
Really?
In general,
people play one-on-one Commander with 40 life.
And do they still have if the Commander?
So they make it so it's just like the only thing you can possibly do is like essentially a combo at that point.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Adam. Yeah. Do they still have the if the Commander does 21 damage or something? Rule or no?
The Commander damage does come into play. Number of single 1v1 Commander games I've ever played is limited at best, but
sure.
Still would come into play.
That's still a rule though.
Okay, well, if it's 1v1 for 40 life, I'm not so sure how to configure it. But anyway, as a group game concept, then what you have is you're going to consistently be able to do whatever you're trying to do early, however much you don't get clubbed by your your friends. So of course, if everybody jumps on you, you're screwed. But that's sort of always the nature. I don't think that there's any deck that can be built in Commander where um, where you don't have like that if everybody gangs up on you, you die. Like because of course if you have to play 3-on-1 of Magic, you can't possibly win.
Reasons I love Commander so much.
Right. Well, and of course, it's just one of those things. It's popular, so why not talk about it? And obviously, so many people love it. So there we go. Okay, so the way we normally do this in standard is we'll play just straight, for elves, for maybe pollinators, maybe Smitty wouldn't want 4 pollinators, but certainly we pretty much agree on 4 Llanowar elves. We'd certainly probably play 1 Stringleaf Drum, if not more, depending on what the situation is. I really like. I can't justify not playing at least 1 because it's just so crazy and they can't even remove it. So I really like to have that. And then in standard, we also like to have some number of the gene pollinators. I'd say typically our decks run 2 to 4, more towards 4, but definitely there's times that they're more towards 2, and different types of things you're trying to do. Anyways, true to the Highlander format, what I've done is just done different variations. So there's the classic Bird of Paradise, which is one of the all-time cards in the history of Magic. Taps for any color. It's a 0/1 flyer, so that's a super neat card. Sataniel Stalwart, we learned this from Dan. It was one of the real breakthroughs for us. It really made deck construction so different for us. We really abused it for a long time, and it's what made it so that when Stalwart rotated out and Gene Pollinator then was printed, then we naturally knew, of course, to test it because it was just a carbon copy, in so many ways of in the primary way of Sataniel Stalwart. In fact, in some ways, the pollinator's better because the pollinator will tap a like an enchantment or an artifact, whereas the Stalwart is only a creature. But anyways, so they turn out to be really, really good cards in this type of deck, in the type of way that you're trying to do things. And so then you've got, because I sort of figure my rationale for this deck in Commander is that if everyone's at 40 life, you've got to kind of do like something, and most everyone's going to be going for, I guess, some sort of a combo. But what you can also do, and I think it's pretty practical, and this deck has like a lot of disruption. Like you can kind of participate with your fellows all the time. Like, of course, I assume that they're also, not unaware that their, fellows are also trying to combo them out in some way, shape, or form. And this deck itself has plenty of combo-rific nature to it, because I added Gaia's Cradle and crop rotation to it. You should reliably have Gaia's Cradle a lot of the time, and that's going to give you like a lot of mana. It's a land that just comes in and play on tap, and it just taps for 1 green for every single creature you have. And a Druid's deck, that's a lot. Sometimes.
Yeah, it might cost like $1,400.
Oh yeah. I understand that. Well, the great thing about EDH is that you get to proxy, so it's just accepted habit of the format. So that is great.
I
So
wonder if there's reason enough to play Tolarian Academy too. Probably not.
yeah, Solarian Academy, we'd have to build a different deck because we need the artifacts. We don't quite have the artifacts to support it. Okay, so anyways, to go through what we have is various different 1 casting cost creatures that can reliably tap for at least green mana, and then many of them tap for either 5 colors. A lot of them tap for 5 colors. Let me see how many tap for 5 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when it comes to legends. Well, it doesn't matter because we only need blue and green actually, but for this deck. I don't know why
Is
I'm kind of
hierarchy
going
allowed?
do 5 colors.
Yeah, because it has different mana symbols.
What's that?
The hierarchs, are they allowed?
Oh, I wonder if they are allowed. Adam, are hierarchs allowed?
Hierarch is legal, but if we were talking Loxodon Hierarch,
Oh, yeah, no,
or
what
are
I
you
mean is,
talking about
so this is a blue-green deck. Can I play with these hierarchs that produce colors that are not blue or green?
No.
What about Birds of Paradise?
Birds of
Yeah, because
Birds of Paradise is fine because it doesn't have a mana symbol.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have the actual symbol on it.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So we'd have to try to find something else that fits this or play more lands. So let me X those.
I would suggest like Quirion Ranger and probably Green Sun Zenith and
Great. And this is one of the reasons
probably
we really wanted to have Adam on the show because I like
Queen
the narrative
Ranger is
that
one of my favorite cards of all time.
be great.
Yeah.
Quirion Ranger. They don't have it here, but I'll explain to everybody what it is.
It's right next to Wirewood Symbiote.
Oh, is it here?
you probably want Dryad Arbor as well.
Wait, did you say you say it's right next to Wirewood Symbiote? Oh, you're saying in your life, yeah. Quirion.
Probably Sylvan Library. There's a bunch.
Sylvan
There's a
Library.
bunch of powerful
Right.
cards.
If we're gonna particularly reshuffle this deck, then Sylvan Library could be a good one. So here's Quirion Ranger. It's a 1/1 elf. Turn parts target forest you control, which you have I think around 8 or 9 to begin with. Untap target creature. Use this ability only once each turn, so you can use that to untap
Yeah.
any of your other creatures. That probably makes sense. We have
If you're
so
looking
many.
for more elves, you probably need Arbor Elf too.
What's
And
Arbor?
Arbor Elf and Finhorn.
Yeah.
Let me look up Arbor Elf.
I know Finhorn's your friend.
Oh, Findhorn Elf. You're right. Findhorn from
Ice Age, maybe.
yeah, from
Ice
Ice
Age.
Age. Let's do a proxy for that. We'll just put in an elf that's sort of reasonable here.
Unfortunately, I don't think you can play Elves of Deep Shadow.
Yeah, you can. Okay, and you're saying Arbor Elf. So what? Let me see what Arbor Elf is.
I think
Untapped target forest. Okay, so we'll have to look at our land if that makes sense. It probably does, but it's a dead card if we don't have a forest.
Correct. Yeah, it might be.
So let's see.
Poo.
Yeah, but we'll take a look because there may be forests that I'm unaware of. Remember, like that, I mostly know them, but we'll get to the mana base. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to have a once over of this with Adam, because the idea is that you deploy pretty fast, and then obviously you're going to start hitting somebody, whittling people down, and then there's going to be some sort of politics that goes on, and you can participate in that politics. You have counters. Obviously, if everyone just decides they hate you and they're going to destroy you, that's fine. Then they just do that. Right. But, if not, then you kind of progress and, you can just get crazy because any Isengard shuffle deck, especially one like this, can go crazy.
New question. You can play artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, as long as they don't break color identity. Yes.
So you need a brown oof and a Nevin Ural's disc.
Oh, a disc? Interesting. Like we would play a disc, but I mean, then we have to wipe our board. I mean, we really need our board.
And serrated arrows.
Serrated arrows. Okay, so now you're just talking about an old deck of mine. All right, Smitty's just kind of pulling my leg right now. Great. Brown Oof is an old-time favorite of us.
Brown Oof needs to be in the deck. If it's not in the deck, I'll never play it.
Okay, well, we'll definitely put one in there for you, for sure. And it could well win you games in Commander, where you could be stopping powerful artifact effects with it. Okay, so let's see. what are we at? I think we're actually at the right number of cards. So this Allosaurus Shepherd here is going to be a proxy for Finhorn Elf, which I completely forgotten about and Smitty spotted from the Ice Ages set. It's an eligible card. It's just the exact same as Llanowar Elf. It's 1 green for a 1/1 creature that taps for 1 green mana. So that replaces one of the pollinators, or sorry, one of the hierarchs I got rid of, and then I need to get rid of this second hierarch. And so I'm not exactly sure what to do about that. Maybe we'll go with like Smitty was saying, either an Arbor Druid. So an Arbor Druid on top of Forest. We can definitely build the deck. Let me see. Yeah, we can build the deck where there's enough of the shock lands that we can be just more like we're always going to have forests in this deck. It's not hard to do. There's enough of them. Like because there's a tropical island you can play. There's I have them over here when we look at the land base, and this is what I did. I looked at the land base of the deck, before I considered, can we do it? How are we going to do it? And so on. So we've got breeding pool, and then I put the shoreline scout in because it'll pull up tropical island. So tropical island is a classic card.
Look at Wild Tender Guide.
Wild Tender Guide, yeah.
I think that's the name of the card. It costs 2.
Yeah,
but
the Tender Wild Guide, this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Offspring. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really might be good because when you go Offspring,
I mean, you really can't play this without playing Crater Hoof.
Nice. Yeah, and that's one of Smitty's favorites as well.
What?
Order, Lurin.
What is that card?
Yeah, we should definitely have one of Smitty's all-time favorites. Great. And this is kind of why I have like sing along. I wanted to do a build along now that we've got the kind of basis for the deck built out. So if we imagine we're playing this deck with kind of forests, where we say, yeah, we're gonna have forests, because then we can go back to playing. I was gonna play with, I put him over here as a proxy for the here we go. If we do make it all forests, then we get to play Rafellos. So that's neat too. He's always going to tap for 2 or 3, 4. Right? And then if we untap him with Aquarian Ranger, then that's way better. So, right? Does that sound good to you guys?
I mean, he should always be on the team.
He should be on the team. Okay, great. So I'm going to make room for him on the team. Because if we're going more...
And you have ways to get blue mana, so
all right,
you don't really have to worry about your forest count.
All right, what's a good card to be a proxy for Gaia's Cradle? I'll just pick.
You can just play the green one from Edge of Eternities.
What's it called?
Hang on.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Use this for now because he's got a Argoth Gaia incarnate on it. Yes, Argoth Gaia, Argoth Sanctum of Nature. So this Argoth Sanctum of Nature is the Gaia Cradle for now. If Adam gets us a better card, I'll use it, but I'll use that for now. Because it's got a Gaia something or other, Gaia incarnate on it.
Yeah, that's fine for now.
Okay, so we're going to go back to using this guy, which means we have to make space for him. Wait, I didn't drop.
And I don't know if they have Natural Order online, but Natural Order is always the game ender.
Natural Order, Port of Calling.
Oh, right, because we just go and get Hoof with it, right?
And
so yeah, so that's obvious, or Mr. Green, depending on what we need.
Natural Order, Port of Calling, and then there's the other one, the freebie that you have to pay for during your upkeep.
freebie during your upkeep. Is
Or
it an
you die.
enchantment, I assume?
Summoners.
I know. Summoner's Pack. Yeah.
Summoner's Pack might not fit as well though.
Let me look it up.
Oh, it's fine if everybody's dead.
Yeah. And oh yeah, because it's a 4-way. Yeah. What about Survival of the Fittest?
That's always a good one.
Oh, survival of the fittest could be really good in this deck. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, I've been playing a theme similar to
Yeah, it's right here.
Death with Essence in Standard with Essence Cauldron and ways to get dudes and
That's
just
cool.
recurring nightmare them.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool, like from back in the day. Okay, so let's look at this. So there's things that may not make sense. Like some of those 3 drops probably do make sense, but I'm not sure if some of the other ones do. So maybe some of them can go.
What a
Maybe
beauty!
this guy probably doesn't make
What a
sense.
beauty!
Priest of Titania.
Isn't she just elves?
Oh
Do we have
yeah,
enough elves?
Priestess Titania, of course.
Is
Forgot
she
about
just
that.
elves? How many elves do we have? We have 1, 2, not an elf. 3, not an elf. This guy
Well,
had to go.
you're gonna get Arbor Elf in here too, and also
Yeah,
Priest is fine.
yeah. Let me get rid of. So let me get rid of this guy. Yeah.
But wait,
We'll get this deck to some sort of a stable base, and
wait,
then we're gonna get to talking about the blog.
you
But
gotta
this has been kind of
play
immersive.
Bloom Tender. You gotta play Bloom Tender for sure.
Bloom Thunder. No, because he'll only add 2 mana. Not enough. It's good, but it's
You and
not
Dan
big
can
enough.
go down on the street of Bloom Tender haters. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely good. Definitely good
love
that it's an elf. Elf. Let's see. So we'd have Arbor Elf. Let's see if there's something that's called Arbor. So this thing called Arbor, and yes, there's an Arbor right. All right, this guy's gonna be our Arbor Elf.
Also, you should consider
So
formidable.
Pop Hat Recruit is definitely not gonna make it. Let me look at some of these other things. Is Tamio gonna really make it in this deck? Isn't it just gonna get us a card every turn?
Formidable Speaker should also be in the deck.
Formidable Speaker. Let me look it up. Oh, I love it, but I mean it's hard to cast. But yeah, it's better than some of these other cards. So it's probably better than Sirach, right?
I mean,
Speaker in.
I love Sirach, so I don't know if
I'm
it's
gonna take out this
And
mutagen.
don't forget
I don't think it
you
makes
have
sense.
100 cards to play with in Commander. It's
Oh,
not
it's
just
100 cards.
restricted to 60.
Oh, is it 100 card minimum?
It is 100 cards.
Okay, all right. So well, there we go.
So we
We'll get so what we'll do is we'll build out a 100 card ratio card deck, which is going to make it all the more important to get much deeper into the whole elf pool and more innovative.
yeah.
So we're definitely going to be doing Quarian Dryad, probably Quarian. Isn't there a Quarian Symbiote?
I mean, Devoted Druid is also on the short list of best elves ever.
Yeah.
And especially in this
The
format.
return elf.
good point. Devoted Druid, once again. Devoted Druid has new tricks too.
Devoted Druid.
Yeah.
So what is his new tricks?
It's basically a blight card, but you can take counters off of it. It's kind of goofy. I don't know 100%.
Why do people go nuts over this? What is it about it? I'm looking at it and just drawing blanks myself.
Well, I could be wrong. I
I
just
see that it's literally banned. It's literally banned.
Are
in
you
the format.
talking Are you talking about just Devoted Druid? Why is it good?
Yeah.
You can
Maybe
do
Walrus was good.
you can do all sorts of infinite combos with Devoted Druid.
Okay, got it. So we have all this search, is your point, and then which obviously lends itself to doing some of these druid combos.
Yeah, it's probably like Dan would probably want to put like surveillance cam in here and figure out some combo.
Yeah. Well, no, and with 100 cards and so forth, and all this search that we're talking about, of course, I mean, it's just more expansive. It's just going to lend itself to building more of a combo deck. And that's
Well,
great. I
also
welcome it.
like
Yeah, we
when
can
you're
I
do
mean,
that.
straight up with Tyvar, right? Tyvar will let you make infinite green mana and make everybody infinitely big.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
I'm
Well,
glad
great.
somebody knows
Well, she's
something.
on the team now. She's welcome to the team, hon. Okay, I don't know if
Yes,
Michelangelo is going to make it this time. I don't think he's going to make it in the combo world. Okay, this guy might. See Margardo? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hold on this. This has been actually really one of my most enjoyable uh, sessions, but I really want to get to talking about the live event as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that deck, and we're going to bring this back
shout out
deck
to
back
Adam.
next week. What's that?
Shout out to Adam for knowing things.
Yeah, this was great. I was actually, guys, I didn't want to like jinx it, but I was actually really hoping that Adam was going to be on the show today, because he has a really
Hey.
great knowledge well, and first of all, we always love to have Adam on, but secondly, particularly for this show, I thought it'd be a lot nicer because I wanted to talk about um, what we could do and how we could develop, and even just do it in discussion. And it was great because Adam knew a bunch of cards, added a bunch of context, and so what'll happen is because there's really a surreal mana engine that's sitting underneath this deck if you build it the right way, especially if you're always gonna like someone has to deal with that Drunith. One of those other three people has to deal with that Drunith. And first of all, it's always going to be you're always going to at least get two creatures off of it, right? Like, unless they're just going to counter it in the first place, which they can't even do if you happen to have a halfling, then they've really got to deal with that Druid. It's a total four-long fire, yet it doesn't actually kill them, right? So is everyone who's sitting there thinking to themselves, I have to stop this guy. I mean, am I going to blow up Force of Will for this? Really? You know? And again, once it hits play, hey, as Bryn knows, I mean, how many times did you win the game? Because you played Drunith on turn 2, you copied him. Yeah, they tap out that turn and kill it, but by then the damage is done, right? You've got an extra Llanowar Elf, where
Yeah.
you've got an extra Senate Scout, you're right on top of them. It's too much,
Yep. Yeah, they have
right? They
to
tapped out,
they have
they
to deal
use
with
that
it.
turn, that vital turn. Now they're not ready for something else that you're going to cast. Now they're not ready for Mr. Green, right? You got a bunch of mana, right? Oh, how many times that happened to you?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they didn't have the second betrayal for Mr. Green, right? No,
Most of the time, not no.
no, right? Most of the time, not.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, but most of the time, not.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and by the way, when they do, then you have something else, and you're like, okay, well, it's not a Green, or you have something else. You're like, hey, I drew another Druid. Hey,
or we
the
have
show
or we have a
starts
counter
again.
spell up. Also happens,
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Right. So one way or the other, you wind up at number 33. Okay, a great segment on the show. So what I want to do is pull up the blog right now and really talk about this. Um, and uh, and I just love this. This is great. I'm so proud of our blog and how it's gone. On Magic Theater, which is a big part of the whole ecosystem here. We've got essentially the forum, which is pretty much happening in a WhatsApp group. Then there's the blog that's documenting kind of what's going on in the forum, and then there's the show that kind of is in flow with all of that. And then we have the book, and actually two books that help flesh out this ecosystem. And then of course you can go off to the world of law of implication, where Lawrence is kind of like our archivist there, and putting together the various lessons that we have from David Mills right now. It's helping organize our YouTube channel. Then we're going to be building out lawofimplication.com, both with the forum and with, oh, here we go. What happened? Did you guys have something weird happen?
No, we just see your magic screen.
The show kind of popped for me for a second. It said it was waiting for somebody to join, and then it just kind of popped. Okay, so let me pull up our blog. So I'm going to go to secrets.com, and I'm going to change the sharing on GoToWebinar so everyone else can see it as well. Take a look here. What's going on? It's over here, the share controls. So let's go to the screens. Nope. Applications. Serious. Screen? What happens when I share my screen? Now I've got kind of nothing. What about that? Never. There we go.
Yeah, we see the
That's what I
tabs.
wanted. All right. Well, mysterious, but we figured it out. So we're on the Magic Secrets website. Here you can find the book. Both books are kind of nested here right now. The replays, like today's replay, will be right here. And then the blog is right here. It's also at magicsecrets.com/blog. If you all like typing in. So this is absolutely beautiful. We've got a new 2 posts I really want to go over that happened this week. Plus, you know, man, we just have a great post from Dan Burdick from last week and so on. So we've got this one I want to start with, and then we've got coverage from the SCG Con DC 2026, where Smitty really went through the winner's deck and did a great job, gets into the science of it. I absolutely love this blog post. I sent it around to a bunch of people. So Lawrence, if you take it away and you can sort of talk about this glorious blog post here.
Sure thing. Yeah, it's mostly just going over the event that we went to this past weekend and getting a sense of. It was my first Magic event. It was my first convention, but it was apparently I don't have anything to compare it to in terms of other Magic events, but it was apparently a very, very big event. It certainly was very energetic, and we met a lot of.
Was it bigger than you thought it would be?
Kind of, but also not entirely. Like the deeper we got into the convention center, you could tell that it was going to be like a massive event. Like the building itself was massive. But yeah, I was not surprised. Like I know that Magic is a very popular game, so in that sense, not surprised at all. The people there, I was surprised by a lot of incredible people. Mike is showing Jacob from World Fire Games and his partner, or at least a associate from Down Under. Yeah, shout out to both of them. We met a lot of incredible people. They seem to love the tokens that we created for them, so I'm also not surprised by that. Like I said, the event itself was awesome, but what I was really blown away by was the people there, and like the quality of people there, like the enthusiasm, the curiosity that a lot of them had was very cool to see. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome article, awesome blog post. I shared it with Jacob. He loved it. Shared it with a lot of the people that you see here. They loved it as well. And it's a great cultural mile marker. A lot of the way that we and others will spread, Magic Secrets in this, great movement that we have with, where you have friends coming together, really in such a great and enjoyable environment, such a fun environment. Such different smart intersections, right? Before we had Adam, I met Adam at a local game store over at whatever it's called, Strike Zone or Lucky Strike, or I don't remember what it's called, but it's a nice game store that's around here. Jerry Simon's the owner of it, and that's where I met Adam, and it was a terrific experience meeting Adam. It's so much fun. He's somebody who had watched us play back in the day, and really vibe with what we were saying, with what we were doing for Magic Secrets, and then he jumped in and has become, a really, really great part of our group and now our podcast, and just contributing in a way where, just without, having that expertise to help fill in certain parts of the gaps, then things are just going to go slower. But with him here, I just knew it would just go a heck of a lot better, and so it did. And now my mind's kind of racing about the different combos that we can build and the different crazy infinites that we can go off on, that we will very quickly with this deck, and it'll be a lot of fun. And again, that's just, if I hadn't met Adam and had that great experience with him, I've still got the pictures and videos here on the phone. And then, we met again, not long after that, again, at the same comic shop. And it's just been a great friendship and a great, addition to our group. So that's the exact reason why we do this is, we're bringing together a bunch of friends. Of course, there's a certain, a business element to this where we're able to help people understand more about how money getting works. We have the whole thing with OMG. We're going to be going over more and more with relationship advice and perspectives on that, things that can really, really help people that they'll enjoy. But for now, what it already is with Magic Secrets, what's already going on is so terrific. And I just love seeing this. I also really love the science here over that Smitty reported on. This is Smitty's most recent blog post. A real appreciation. Great job, Jordan. Terrific deck. What an innovative, fast, hard moving deck, hitting on some of the concepts that we're working on. Terrific breakdown on the metagame here from Smitty and Bryn putting together this blog post and how it came together. The actual specific matchups versus prowess, which looks like it was 5-1 with a draw. And enough respect from the guy that he was willing to take a draw, right? Maybe he was.
It was interesting that he took the draw in the 13th round. I imagine that guy is his friend or something, because it wasn't like a mathematically super great choice.
Okay. Interesting.
If he lost the next 2 rounds, he could have been out. Now the chances are when you're 11-1 of you losing the next 2 rounds is slim, but
it was probably. So you think because he could have run into something that was like some sort of, he probably has some dreaded matchups. We don't know that much about his deck, although you know more about it than we do.
But the thing is, prowess is the matchup you want to face.
So what you're saying is that's the card, because the reason I bring it up is one of his losses was to prowess that, because Brandon Tong beat him.
It romps on prowess.
It typically romps on prowess. Got it. All right, great. Really good to know.
Probably 75-80% win rate versus prowess.
Wow, this is super, Smitty. You put this together for us. And then here's the
Bryn
the game here. Breakdown.
Brennan Lawrence, not me. Brennan Lawrence did all the work here.
Great, beautiful, great breakdown.
It is beautiful. I will agree with that.
Great breakdown, and you consolidated and put it all on our blog right in one place and celebrating all these guys' success. So let's take a look at the where we're at with the standard metagame, just in terms of this tournament itself. So is it prowess, which is a blue-red, very tempo-based with varying amounts of either speed and of course there's some things you can do to kind of speed things up, play with more creature buffs that give +3/+0 and haste, that type of thing, and you try to really go faster.
With prowess, it's interesting to see the different directions people go.
Because some will do some more counters, some will might put some combos in there.
It's very interesting to see.
Yeah.
Different directions they go. And one of the points about the tournament is that, any of the top 10 decks can win any match. So standard is basically it means standard is very healthy.
I think it's very diverse. It's one of the things that when Dan was working at WotC, and he would really say this to us, and he reflected this to us a lot, and that his work there was so much with quality control and moving the happiness of players, where from a very narrow, rigid metagame where there were a very few decks, and those decks themselves, like when you see Is It Prowess, like there's like pretty different versions. I mean, geez, there's versions that won't even play with. Wasn't there a version right at MagicCon that didn't even play with Storm Chaser's talent?
Yeah, I think so. The last one. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a real diversity in that way. I mean, is there
It's
any card that's
beautiful. It's beautiful.
yeah, the only cards that are in all of those decks are, I guess, probably the Slick Shot and the Opt and the
Yeah.
whatever it is, the other draw
Opt
card.
and sleight of
Sleight of
hand
hand.
are the only things you can guarantee.
Yeah,
Opt
yeah. There's probably
and sleight
and there's probably even some ones that I'm just projecting when I say Slick Shot. That's what I don't want to say when I'm playing against it. But maybe there's even some versions that don't play Slick Shot, but there's probably most of them play it though.
yeah, Slick Shot 2 should be in every version, but
Yeah, but from there, it's going to be really, really broad. Probably most of them are going to play some amount of removal, some amount of burn, but some of them might not. Some amount of bounce, but some might not. Some might have some kind of later plan, some might not, right? And so it's a little bit diverse. Then we've got four
yeah, it's
color
neat
control.
because like Violent Outburst really was a card that people chose, which was a very smart choice.
Okay, let me pull this up. What's Violent Outburst?
It does more. So the you'll see a decrease in shocks and an increase. Did I say the wrong card?
Is it Violent Outburst? What's it called?
Violent Outburst. It's a blue and a red.
Let me go to Google.
I might have the wrong card.
Google.
So they're playing this card as whatever it's called.
No, it's saying Violent Outburst, Red Green Cascade.
I got it wrong. It's a blue and a red card. It comes in. It does 3 to. It's a blue and a red. It does 3 to.
Oh, is it the one that does 3 damage and then taps something?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, it's a tempo card. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I messed up the name, but sorry.
Yeah, but no, it's fine. I'll find it.
Um,
a second. That's a great point. I mean, I want us to report the metagame. I mean, that's really nice.
So like I was
to share with people.
I was looking at what's this other card called? Slick Sequence. And
yeah,
like, why do people not play this more? And then I realized they really need it to be the 3 damage.
They need all 3 damage. It's Vibrant Outburst is the name of it. So it's blue red. This is a terrific card. It's really powerful. Vibrant Outburst. It's a blue and a red. Vibrant Outburst deals 3 damage to any target and tap 1 target creature, up to 1 target creature.
And you see, pretty much all of the prowess decks are playing 4 Prismari Charm, which
nice.
Right to the left there. Go ahead and click on that thing.
Oh yeah, right there. Great analysis, Smitty. This is so nice. This is so healthy for you to share this in such a great rundown for people. Go ahead.
And it just seems like it shouldn't be that good.
Yeah, I hate playing against this card though.
But it is. It's
yeah, I hate playing
real
against this
good.
Card. Yeah, great card. Yeah, definitely makes this one card is probably the worst card for us to face against with our deck. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes they're gonna get 2 creatures at a key time and kind of take the win out of your sails, and they're gonna lose.
It's like arrows at instant speed on 2 elves or whatever. It really sucks when that happens.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, great. So, and that is showing my screen. Like you guys are able to see my screen as we go. That's actually very helpful. So let me see if I can go back to the blog. And pull back up the rundown that Smitty was doing. So then we've got from there with the Is It Prowess decks. We're gonna have the 4-color control deck, so that's gonna be your basic board wipe decks where they're gonna cast Judgment, Day of Judgment and stuff like that, or whatever. They're gonna kind of control you, cast counter spells, spell counters, that type of thing. Mono green Lampball, that one.
So versus control is probably their worst matchup with Momo, but it's like still infinitely beatable because the deck, the synergies in the deck, it can go fast, it can go slow, it can chill. It's really good. My most interesting question is, what did they board versus Mono Green Landfall? And Mono Green Landfall being like an archetype, but people are playing lots of different things. Some have nurseries, some have
again the range within these decks, like I doubt that many decks are exactly the same unless it's just a team. Like people aren't going to automatically like back in the day when you played Necro, it wasn't that different deck to deck. Mostly the cards were known. It would be like controversial if somebody played Black Knight, but it was pretty good, right? Or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
but
it wasn't that big of a range.
The Mono Green Landfall, you'll see a lot of variations.
Yeah.
And by Mono Green,
again, some of them are going to be more kind of combo-rific, Smitty. Some of them are going to be more hell-bent on beating you down and so on.
Yeah, and you'll see some variations where they have some white, they have some black, but the main theme is the same. The nursery is really the interesting card that people pick up or put down. Like some people pick it up and some people put it down. And if they are picking it up versus the Momo deck, it's a lot tougher sledding.
A lot tougher sledding. Okay, so let's highlight that. It's great science. Great hard-won science that Smitty is just spilling for us here.
This deck is silly good, though. It's so good. It's so stupid. I lost one game versus Control where I should have won, but I made like Bobo plays, and I didn't win. I've won like 8 games in a row with this deck. It's like so good.
With which deck?
The Momo deck.
Oh, the Momo deck. Yeah, you love it. You love it. That's great. Yeah. So
I mean, I don't love playing it because it's kind of like meh, but it's real fucking good.
It's a really good deck. I don't know why this enchantment's not coming up for me. The nursery. Oh, here it is. Sapling nursery. It's 8 mana. That's why I wasn't able to find it. Affinity for forests. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 3/4 tree folk creature token with reach. And then you can exile the enchantment to give all of your forests that you control a tree folk indestructible in turn, which can be powerful. So yeah, they're just creating all these blockers for you. And if we, as we look,
he didn't drop a match to Landfall, but he dropped a few games.
Crazy. One thing we should do just to update it is to add his deck list to it.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, yeah. So terrific. So it's a fast moving blue-white tempo deck. And it's got Momos, the 3/2 Angel, warp creatures that we were just talking about last week.
Yeah, Bryn, do you have the picture of the 6 cards? Is that
yeah? Yeah, it's basically the featured image, so I'm not sure if you can how easy it is to see.
Yeah, let me just go over to StarCityGames.com. Grab their coverage for now.
It's okay.
Wow, it's hard to find here now. Jeez. Where is it? Here we go. No. Do you guys see it anywhere here? Coverage? Maybe for Magic Gathering or events, maybe? I don't know, man. Oh, tournament coverage. There. Sorry.
Another reason to have a better news site for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, we need to do, yeah, we can do a better job for sure. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
This
it's,
is on YouTube now. Okay, we're just screwed here. Okay, well, anyways, I don't know.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So we'll just we'll just leave off on his deck for now, but we'll update it on the blog so anybody can check it there. You know, again, fast moving blue white creature deck. It really doesn't have very many expensive spells. Uses the Springleaf Drum, the same type of style that we've been using, and Smitty's been testing the matchup. So this is a great excuse for us to spill over next week. We'll even talk about it on the show next week, and it'll be a great, terrific use of our time. Terrific week, guys! Wow, what a knockout! What a fun!
And it was so fun to see you guys in DC.
Oh, it was killer. It was just absolutely magical. Terrific hanging out with friends. Got to hang out with Smitty and Lawrence. Got to meet new friends. Got to spread the word. Really felt supported. We were constantly showing Bryn's and Lauren, Bryn's and Jeremy's blog posts and talking about Tokyo Gary, talking about you, Adam, talking about Michael, our DJ Michael Freeman, and of course our magic accountant Michael Finney, all the wonderful people that make this incredible show work. Of course, Dan Burdick, that we're all so amazed with and so appreciative of, just so constantly an MVP for us. So we have this terrific community. Of course, it's been made possible by all the architecture of understanding that we get from David Mills from Law of Implication. It's an incredible group that we have here, and it's so much fun. It's just you kind of get caught up in the energy of it. We have so much terrific science, so much friendship going on. It just makes a lot of fun. So terrific episode, one of my favorites ever. Thanks, guys. And I guess I will probably just wrap it up. Any final words?
To the show.
It's a great show. No, faux show. No show. Great show. All right, guys. Great show. We will see you guys next time. See you next week. Look after everybody. Great session.